Hey all, hope you all are doing good. So today we are going to understand what is CSRF, what is the importance of it, how is it made, and finally a lab. So we are going to have the conceptual knowledge. Finally, we'll end with this uh, practical knowledge. So if you have seen previous video, in one video we have used something called Burp Suite Collaborator. So if you have not, we are going to use it today and we are going to understand what is it meant for. But in one liner, I can say it is meant for a real-time uh, environment creation. Okay, now what is CSRF? So CSRF is like, I can say, if you are aware about session token. So what session tokens does, it basically when we like I'm logging onto some Gmail, say whenever I open a Gmail, close a Gmail, how like open some mail, close another mail. So basically I'm contacting with server, right? And it is able to identify that who is the person requesting for something, right? It is based on some tokens. So we have session tokens, we have CSRF tokens. Now we in this context, in the like in these videos, we are going to concentrate only on the CSRF. So CSRF is a unique token. Okay, it is basically created by the server when on the first call. Okay, and it is like uniquely identify each of the end user. Okay, now it is like, how is it made? So we have something called pseudo random number generator. Okay, so we have that number, and whenever the server creates this token, right, it will have a timestamp. So that timestamp, this pseudo random number generator, and a static token. So these three things together make something called as CSRF token. So suppose if I'm a bad person, okay, so my only intention will be like to steal your CSRF. So once if I have your CSRF, right, I can make any calls on behalf of you. So it means I'm basically impersonating you. So if you didn't get anything so far, it's fine. Let me tell you this thing. If suppose I am logged in as a person A, okay, so I'll have my own CSRF token, but somehow I'm able to get the token, CSRF token of person B. Okay, so this time whenever I'm doing the request, in my request I'll have a CSRF token which is meant for me, that is person A, but I'll replace intercept that request, I'll replace that with the CSRF token of person B. So whatever request that I'm making, right, the server will identify that as person B. So what is the use of it? So basically when I'm trying to request on your behalf, I can do anything like change my mail or something like that. Okay, for sure, like nowadays we have OTP or two-factor authentication. If those things are not, I can say, are not provided for any service, I can like manipulate your service, right? If suppose your mail ID change service is there, okay, you can change your mail service for which there is no two-factor authentication or OTP or any such thing. So basically I can have your CSRF token and I can a request to change the email from your to my which I have access to. Okay, so this is just an example. Again, the whole video is only for the educational purposes, so don't use it for unethical purpose. And yeah, that was all about the conceptual knowledge. But yeah, now coming to the lab. So here, if you can see all about CSRF token, we have something called. Okay, so you can see these kind of things, CSRF token, its value. So this we are going to see in the lab, no worries. Now then we have the pseudo random number generator. So this, the complete description is provided. I'll have this link in the description. Now let's move on to our lab. Okay, so this is our lab. Now what they are asking is to solve the lab, perform a dangling markup. So what is dangling markup? So if we are no, we at this point of time we know what is cross-site scripting, but sometimes directly the cross-site scripting doesn't work. Like in previously we have closed some existing tag and then we have opened a new tag by providing the content only as an input text. So let me open this and you can see here. Okay, so this is our general, I can say, an HTML input line. Okay, so this is my manipulative tag. So here basically I'm closing the existing one and then I'm opening the new one. So this was just an example. So that's what dangling markup means. So basically whatever the existing the tags are there, I will be closing that, I'll be opening my own some new tags. So that's what dangling markup means. Okay, so this is clear, I guess. So they are asking us to perform a dangling markup attack to steal CSRF token. Okay, because we know what is CSRF token and what all things we can do. So as per this lab, we have to steal the CSRF token first, and then we have to change the email address of some other person. So I will be logging with this username and password, but I will change someone else's account's email which I have access to. Okay, so first thing first, let's get the CSRF token first. So what we need to do is first we need to log in with this username. Oh, access the lab. I hope conceptual wise is everything clear so far. Even if it is not, fine, you'll get it in the lab. Okay, now I'll be logging in my username, and this is the password. Login. So here I can say I'm logged in and I have some service called change email. Okay, so let me open my burp suite first. Now I'll simply mention some or the other name. Okay, so this is some random mail which I'm going to send as a request, because overall finally I have to change it to some other mail which lab has asked me to do. Okay, so I intercept is on. My proxy is configured to point to burp suite. Now we are all good. Now update email. So you can see in this I have an email parameter and I have a CSRF token. So this CSRF token is identifying this person, this Weiner person. Okay, now I'm going to send it to my intruder repeater. Okay, I don't want anything else here, so intercept is off. Now let me open, yeah, this home is there, right? I have to go to exploit server. So if you have seen the previous videos where we have used the burp suite collaborator, so we have a script. Okay, the explanation and all I have given previously, but now I am going to say what is it the script is meant for. So basically what the script does is whenever some user, so okay, yeah, this is the exploit server. Here we are going to paste the script. So that script is like whenever a user visits the page, right? So on that page the user is going to request something which we are going to redirect to our collaborator client. Okay, so here I can say basically any other user who is going to visit that website, right, he is going to make a post request to a particular endpoint where I am listening to, I am as a bad person, I am listening to other people's request. So that other people's request will contain what? CSRF token, just like I have shown you just now, right? So just like the request that we have created, we have CSRF token, other people will also be having. So I'll wait for other peoples to visit the page, and then this script is going to execute as soon as some other people come, and their request I'm going to have on some endpoint at which I am listening to. Okay, so that is nothing but our collaborator client. So first let me add the script. So here we go, and I can remove all this and paste my. So here first thing first, what I need to do is this email value is anyhow they are going to take care, like whoever the person is, their mail ID is going to come. Okay, and next here your collaborator ID. So this is what I need to get it from burp. So I'm going to click on burp, then collaborator client, and let me, yeah, now it's visible, I guess. Copy to clipboard. So here the copy to clipboard is going to give me an endpoint. So I'm going to remove this from your collaborator client ID till .NET. I'm going to paste this. Okay, so you can see now this script is basically whichever user is going to visit this, his this script is going to make a request on behalf of that users to this endpoint, this collaborator client .NET. Okay, so I have to store this first, and then I have to deliver exploit to victim. So as soon I click deliver exploit to victim, this is like made live on the web page. Okay, now I'll wait for some people to visit here and there on that page. So once they are visiting, the request will be coming to this endpoint, to this collaborator client, and I'll click on poll now. So I'll wait for some more seconds so that some people come, not the actual people, it's like a virtual people who are visiting those people generated by the collaborator client, and then we are going to click on poll now after some time, so that we'll see some request here which will contain the CSRF token. So I'll pause for a minute and then I'll click on poll now to see whether people visited or not. Here my bad, yeah. So in this script I also need to provide lab ID, because see, location is the page on which we are going to deploy this, right? And the page is nothing but this page where we can comment and do all of things. So this is my, I can say, the lab ID. Some people used to copy this ID, the one that is there on the exploit server. So don't do that, it will not work. So you have to go to the lab and you have to copy this ID that is provided here. Okay, and then I have to click this, your lab ID. Instead of that, I need to paste my lab ID, I can use the same. Let me copy it again. Now this time I will get a different endpoint, but just to be on safe side, I created one more. Okay. So here I'm going to, instead of this, I'm going to create this new endpoint. So on this endpoint, now the requests are going to hit. Okay. Store, and next is deliver exploit to victim. So I need to wait for 30 seconds or 60 seconds like that, so that people can visit the page and I can see the request on this collaborator client. So after 10 seconds, let's wait for 10 seconds and I'll click on poll now. Okay, so it came quickly fine because this is just a virtual environment. So, if I open this HTTP request, right, this DNS, we don't need it because this is like not needed as of now, out of scope as well. So this is HTTP is what we have to search, and in the request to collaborator, I can see this is the request made by the user to this collaborator client. Okay, now I'm going to click on param, so I can see this value. Now let me copy this, copy. Now this is fine. This is not needed. So you can see if I paste it here, what is the content? This is some gibberish value, right? So this is like encoded, like base 64 encoded or URL encoded. Okay, I don't care. I'll simply go to my decoder and I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to remove everything and I'm going to paste my thing. And here you go. I found some CSRF token. Okay, so copy this. So this is like the one that we have seen here. You can see NOWO. Okay, so if we copy that, it will be like decoded in some other format. That's why we are not able to. So I need to copy this value, and this is like I'm just using it as a notepad. Now the CSRF token, that is like when I as a person I'm going to request for the email change ID, right? So in that request, I'm going to replace my CSRF token with this CSRF token. So whichever user's CSRF token is this, for him the mail ID is going to change. I hope this is completely making sense. So here I come for the proxy. Intercept is on. Let me ask for, okay, now not change mail, some random, this one. Intercept is on, and update email. So you can see here the CSRF token is right. So to solve the lab, they have given us one mail ID. That mail ID is like, to solve the lab, this mail ID is what we have to change it to. Okay, so this is the mail ID, and then CSRF token is, where is it? We just copied it, right? So copy. This all thing is not required. I'm just using them as a notepad. Okay, copied. Now let me get back to here. As of now, you can see it is not solved. I have like used some other users CSRF token, and I'm going to intercept this off. So it is going to come invalid CSRF token. What happened? Let us try it again. Okay, so come back, update email. One second, change email, add something else. Intercept is on, update email. Right. So you see, we change the CSRF, but somehow server is able to identify. So what we will do this time is, this is our CSRF token. Let me copy that mail again. Where is it? Here you go. Copy and paste. So we are not going to like hit it directly. We are going to create a CSRF POC now. Okay. So this is clear. This is the ready-made request that we have created. Now, if I do intercept is off, it is going to reflect on the browser, which is not working. So I'm going to click right click, and then in the engagement tools, you can see something as generate CSRF POC. So in this, I need to make sure that this is, so as of now, it is auto submit is nowhere there. Okay, so it is like input type equal to submit. I have to click and do all the stuff like manually I have to submit, right? So instead of that, I'll click on options, and then I'll click on include auto submit, and yeah, that's it. So regenerate. Now you can see this is like auto submit. It will take care. Okay, I'll copy this thing. Okay, I should not do it manually. I'll click on this. So HTML is copied. Now I'll go to my exploit server, and yeah, this is not required. Intercept is off. Nothing is required. So now in exploit server, I'm going to remove, clear the content, and paste this content. So first thing first, I need to click on store. Okay, now I have to deliver exploit to victim. Okay, so it is not solved as of now. Now it is solved. So basically we have created a request forgery, and for this we have created a CSRF POC which we have sent it to the exploitation server. So I hope the lab made sense, and we are now clear with the CSRF token and what all things we can do with this. But of course, if there is like, for this we didn't have any kind of two-factor authentication or those kind of things, so we have things for that as well. But as of now, I hope this makes sense. So don't use it for any unethical purposes. Use it for only educational purposes, and try to no try to add this kind of additional securities when we are trying to develop any full stack website or something or any other application. Okay, so yeah, that's it for today. And if you like my explanation, please do click on subscribe, click on notification bell, and share with people whom you think okay, this knowledge is required, or maybe they could help us as a community to grow. So if you have some any interesting methods for the CSRF, please do mention them in comments. We'll definitely try to have a hands on over it. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.